getting you off that rat race. Maybe for some of you, it's the first time in your career that you are going to be off the rat race.
Welcome to AMC. I'm Dr. Greg Miller. We're discussing the value of seminars and training. Today, Dr. Shannon McMurtry shares the key thing that will get you out of a constantly churning practice. Let's get started.
Coming to you today from beautiful New Orleans, Louisiana. I'm down here with my family, getting some vacation time, and that's going to be basically the content of my message today. So let's talk about what most people are doing when it comes to their practice and their career. They're doing what I call the rat race chiropractic, or the rat race practice. And that rat race practice is exactly like it sounds. They are constantly having to perform, go, produce. And I mean, that's good. You can serve a lot of people doing that, but where's the balance in your life? Where's the downtime? Where's the rest and relaxation? Where's the recuperation? You're not going to get that with that traditional approach. And unfortunately, this approach is the predominating recommendation out there in the chiropractic circles. You know, we talk about the message of, you know, serving everybody and you know, making sure you're creating chiropractic disciples with your community, and that's a real appealing message. It really speaks to our heart. But wrapped up in that message is the constant performance, and you never get any downtime, and you never get any rest. And what I see with the work that I do is people burn out. We have good people burning out because they've given. They've been under stress and pressure, and it's constant performance, and they never get any chance to balance that out. That's not the way you want to do this. You're not going to have a long-term career with that type of approach in chiropractic, running your business. Now, I understand your business requires things. You have to market. You wear the hat of being the accountant sometimes. You're doing the billing. You're doing the payroll. Listen, I understand you've got a lot of demands on your plate. And part of those demands is managing patients and managing your new patients. I understand that takes time and it takes effort. It doesn't just happen normally for most of us. But you have to have balance with that. And if your whole approach is volume, and packing more people in, and you've given no thought to the value of care that you're providing, what your fee schedule should actually be, what type of treatment programs you should be recommending, then you're coming to practice with one leg to that stool, right? You don't have four legs to balance on. That one leg is constantly keeping you in a state of, I gotta adjust, I gotta move, you gotta stay upright. How do you learn the skill of balancing your practice and creating value and getting away from this predominating thought of push, volume? Well, I grew up with my father building houses, and the way that my father taught me to do something when we were building a house, whether it's time to cut a board or it's time to nail a joist or whatever, my dad would show me how to do it, and then he would ask me to do it, right? He'd tell me what I needed to do, he would show me, then he would ask me to do it, and then he would give me correction as he observed me doing that. And through that process, you learn the skill of building a house. You know, all we're talking about with my video today is the skill of running a balanced practice, getting you off that rat race. Maybe for some of you, it's the first time in your career that you are going to be off the rat race. And I don't care if you're an associate, I don't care if you're a new student trying to get things going, a new graduate trying to get things going and off the ground, or you're a student about to hit that rat race approach. I don't care if you've been in practice for 20 years and this is all you know. You can learn a new skill set today that you can implement into that practice. But how do you do that? You need training, you need exposure, you need to see how it works in real time. That's where your seminars and boot camps come into play, right? Teach you the hows and the whys. Make sure you know how to do it right there so you can go back and start making that change and implementing that in your office. Training centers. A training center is where you can go and see an accomplished doctor who's already using that system, not the rat race system, but a better system. And you can see it in 3 dimensions. You can see how the doctor relates to the patients and how the doctor relates to the staff, how the staff relate to the patients, how everything works together like a well-oiled machine. There is a lot of power and a lot of confidence that comes when you have that type of exposure, right? So we'll tell you what to do. We'll show you how you're supposed to do it. We'll watch you as you do it, and then give you direction and critique and ideas for improvement as we see what you're doing. That's how you're going to learn a new skill. That's how some of you are going to take, maybe for the first time, full control over your career. Get off of that rat race. Maybe you want to have a family, but you don't have time to start a family. Maybe you're at that point in your career where physically you can't be on the rat race anymore. And it's time for you to have a different approach and enjoy this practice that you built rather than wrestling with it this whole time. Maybe you have a situation where you're providing care to aging parents. There's a little bit of background noise here. Maybe you're in a situation where you're providing care to aging parents, or you have special needs kids, and you have no choice but to not do the rat race. See, you need to see how it's done. You need to have instruction, and you need to have follow-up. And that's where meetings, seminars, boot camps come into play. That's where training centers, where you can see this in 3 dimensions, come into play. This stuff works, and it'll work for you just like it worked for me, and it's worked for thousands of other people. And here's the good news about it. Once a person changes from a rat race to a more structured approach, a more balanced approach, they never want to go back to the rat race, right? So I understand you're serving people, you're pushing, you're wanting to really take over healthcare in your community. You want to be that go-to provider, and I praise you for it. But what about you, right? If you don't take care of yourself, if you don't take care of that wonderful family, having a great clinic and losing your health and losing your family, that's not a real victory, is it? You have to have a balanced approach, just like you want your patients to have a balanced approach in their life. I hope this video has helped you. I hope that you gleaned something out of it. And if you are inspired that it's time to make a change, you give us a call. We are happy to help you, and we know that we can. You take care.
Doc, we've got a live Zoom call on July 13th at 1 p.m. Eastern with more detail on nutrition in your practice. Register at amcfamily.com/calendar. AMC is here to help your practice become respected, effective, and valued.